Hello to all my dealer friends. I hope you are all doing well and you're staying healthy and you're in good spirits. The good news, I think, that one of the things that I view as good news is that they have extended the quarantine and the self-distancing policy to the end of April 30th. And why I see that as good news is because I like to see that as, we're nearing an end. We are nearing an end to where we can actually get back to normal. However, we are in a period that this is our new normal. And I know, obviously, many of you in an attempt to cut back on expenses, because that's obviously very important right now, we've pulled back on our advertising. So I just wanted to make sure that everybody understood the importance of a business continuity message, so that you do not pull back completely. You do not bring it completely to a halt, but you do pull back slightly and just pivot your message. I think from what I'm seeing, almost everyone in my market does understand that, and they get that. That is, of course, what the OEMs are doing, and many of you are following their lead, which is great. I think more good news is, the incentives that the OEMs are providing to consumers, as well as the banks, and the banks are even helping out in some cases with the dealerships. So I think this is all positive, and again, this is how I like to look at things. I'm an optimist and I'm also a realist. So I like to look at things more proactively. And that being said, just listening to a lot of webinars and talking to a lot of dealers, I know some throughout the country have already embraced the online retailing and online merchandising, just in an effort to keep up with the Carvanas of the world. There are more and more of those coming forward. I think once we do get back to a new normal, moving forward after the quarantine and the social distancing policy has been lifted, I think in many cases the consumer behavior will absolutely lean more towards online retailing. Even though we'll all probably, we're chomping at the bit to be able to get out to stores and actually go physically see people. I think there still will be that desire to want to purchase a car solely online, just because of some of the pressure I think that a consumer feels when they've walked into a dealership in the past. So that being said, there obviously is need still for some sort of human contact, and that is where video is so incredibly powerful. This is something that, obviously, coming from a broadcasting background and having my own business for 25 years, I understood this very, very early on. And of course, obviously, most, if not all of you understood that, because many of you have always been consistent with television advertising. And let's face it, that is a video message. So that is a way to bring your message and highlight your brand through a personal touch. So I think more than ever, the importance of video messaging, video walkarounds, we're going to see that to be more desirable, a desirable means of purchasing a vehicle from a consumer's standpoint. I think what our norm now, the online shopping, our norm as a consumer, will carry over into after this is all over. So, as I said before, many of you across the nation have already taken steps or even have researched what this, what sort of capabilities and solutions you will need to do that. and there are some that are going to be rushing to get on board with that. One of the best ways I think you can implement this into your new way of sales and your new practice, your sales practices, will be to find capabilities and solutions that offer you not only merchandising of your inventory, but also personalizing and even video chatting and video messaging with that consumer. And also be able to, obviously, just like we did once way back when, and even some of you still do, convey your message through advertising, through video, but now on multiple platforms, whether that be through Google or through social. And I see many dealerships doing this now, just in an effort to keep up some sort of business continuity. You guys are doing that through messages through your dealer principals or your CEOs or your general managers, and I'm like just so thrilled to see that you're embracing video as an opportunity to reach your customer on a personal level. You know, the days of worrying about it being a perfectly produced piece of content are gone. You can Google this. I don't have the stats in front of me, but actual original video content is consumed and sought after more than any fancy, well-produced content out there, obviously through YouTube and even through social media. So I think moving forward for our new norm, it's important to encourage our sales teams and our BDC teams to, you know, get rid of all their fears. I can tell you from just being on social media that many of you have already, you know, just dropped any insecurities that you've had about being in front of, you know, the public on a video by some of the silly and the fun videos that I'm seeing posted on social. So we can't necessarily use that as an excuse anymore. But it's important now that we use this opportunity to learn how to pivot to a virtual sales. And this will be even more important moving forward. This entire situation, this crisis that we've been in, we obviously we're going to come out of this stronger and better because we're learning from it. And I think for some of us that weren't entirely on board with online retailing, I think, you know, now you may have begun to rethink the way you sell cars and the way you merchandise your inventory. So again, we are seeing a tremendous amount of traffic on our owned and operated sites, the USA Today network, Facebook. It's like unheard of, the amount of traffic. So I would definitely recommend, you know, keeping some sort of a message in front of your potential customer. Definitely, whether that be, you know, that you're here for your community, you're keeping your community safe with best practices, obviously with coronavirus in mind. We currently now have up on our site a support local businesses initiative. You're more than welcome to go onto support local. I believe it's supportlocal.com, and enter a business where somebody can purchase a gift certificate and then of course use it later. Put your dealership down. If you guys even, I don't know if any of you, if you guys have gift certificates. I know it's kind of an awkward thing for you know, a car dealership to have a gift certificate, but perhaps this is something you look into. You know, put your name into our system anyway, so that if somebody does want to maybe buy a friend a gift certificate for an oil change or a tune-up, you know, that at least your business will be available. So Again, I think I just wanted to hit home the importance moving forward in our new norm, the importance of video. Look for platforms and look for solutions and capabilities that are integrated into, you know, all ends of your dealership. So whether that's merchandising your vehicle with 360 walkarounds, whether that's personalizing a message to send directly to a consumer, and even onto how you present your dealership when you're marketing it through video. So I love you all. God bless and be well.